Hey, how's everyone doing tonight? This is Steve from On the Ring Apron. You've known me from a number of shows that I do with myself and my wife, who's running the camera today. Say hey to everybody.
Hello, everybody.
And today we're going to be doing a very special presentation. For those of you who also know, I run a side show called Plate Exchange. Whenever there's a title change in the WWE, we always take the time to put the new plates on our replica belts that we have. But today we have an extremely special one. We have the WWE Championship that you see right in front of me. No, Drew McIntyre did not lose the title over the weekend. So for those of you who are huge Drew fans, Savannah, don't fret. He's still the champion, at least for now. But you can see that we've got something much more important in front of us. We're going to let Kia get a zoom in on those. But we had a very special presentation that we wanted to put together. As you are no doubt aware, we have been discussing Connor's Cure, Give Kids the World in association with Mania Club. Sporting the gear here. We've talked about them throughout the entire month of September. And we were hoping to be able to get this in before the end of the month. The plates, arriving a little bit late at our facility, so it took a little bit longer. But hey, we said we're going to get them. We said we still had something special, and we're still going to do them despite it being the end of the month. A huge shout out to Raul, who is the very nice gentleman who sent these specially designed Connor's Cure plates over to us. Can't find them anywhere. WWE Shop doesn't sell them. These are ones specific just to him as far as I'm aware. We will include his information for his Instagram in the description, as well as our link to Mania Club, so you guys can be able to discuss these and talk all things Connor's Cure if you want. But I want to take a moment to get these plates onto our WWE Championship and get a chance to give one last shout out to Connor's Cure before we move away from the talks of pediatric cancer. Of course, with October, we're doing Breast Cancer Awareness Month. They've already started a lot of the conversations with Susan G. Komen, and we're going to continue to keep, talking about that as we move along. But you've heard me say in previous videos, the fight doesn't stop, and the pediatric cancers, don't go away. The fights that these young boys and girls are going to deal with does not stop just because September's over. So, it's important that we make sure that we're always keeping them in the forefront of our mind, and doing anything that we can be able to do. Some of us are more capable than others, but I believe that every little bit does truly help. So while we're getting the plates on here, and these have two sets of screws that we put on them, so they'll take a little bit longer than usual. Kia and I were going to talk about some of the fun experiences we had with Connor's Cure this month, or this past month. A lot of it we've talked about the Zoom sessions that we've been able to attend, and the number of WWE superstars that have been willing to provide their time. And we've, of course, as Mania Club members, provided donations towards Give Kids the World, Connor's Cure. Kia ended up getting a meet and greet with the WWE champion, Drew McIntyre, for a donation to Connor's Cure, and she was one of the lucky participants who got to be a part of that. So Kia, if you want to talk about that for a moment.
I want to take the time to thank, cannot remember his name, Gary. I'm so sorry. I want to take the time to thank Gary for actually being able to actually help me out and getting me in. I said I either wanted to do Roman or Drew or both. It did not matter because I love both champions. But thanks to Gary for actually helping me and letting me know and guiding me through the process. I actually had a very, very good time. It was like no other experience you could imagine. To those who don't know, the wrestlers, NXT, SmackDown, and Raw, they give their everything to pediatric cancer every year in the month of September, just as the fans, as we and my husband and Mania Club. And let's not forget, Give Kids the World, is pretty much the same thing. I just feel like they do so much, and it's not just about the money, it's about the time and the fact that, these families, they go out of their way to make their kids happy because they know that it's important for them to keep upbeat. And to the fact that I got to meet Drew, and it was just a great feeling, and that's just one of them. That was, like, to me, the major one. There's been plenty of others. So thank you to Gary for that. And thank you to everything that the Mania Club, as well as Give Kids the World, does for these causes.
One of the ones I wanted to talk about was, as we talked about on many times on our shows, we talked about these different Zoom sessions that we were able to be a part of. And we started getting towards the end and ended up having a Zoom session with Damian Priest that I was not able to attend, but Kia, as well as our oldest son Landon, was a part of. And during that meeting, we also were granted later that evening an opportunity to be part of a special event to where we got a chance to meet some kids that were part of this Give Kids the World, life and everything else. And to end up hearing that just from the amount of donations that we got from our Zoom meetings, considering everything's virtual, no events to attend, nothing else, the generosity that came from Mania Club and Mania Club members ended up being enough money to be able to sponsor a child and his family to attend the Give Kids the World location for a full week. And, I mean, these kids, get an opportunity to be able to go to the facility. Of course, with it being, around Orlando, that opens up the door for Disney World, Universal, of course, NXT, but to have the idea that we, where our money was going, because we were of course we're netting something out of it. We were getting, an hour Zoom session with a wrestler, most of them from NXT, a handful of Raw and SmackDown superstars as well. Mm-hmm. But at the end of the day, to hear exactly what our money was being used for and how our money is going to truly benefit the life of one of these children that's fighting a battle that none of us can imagine, nor we hope ever imagines. We've got 2 children. You can probably hear one of them right now. We hope our children are, blessed enough that they will never have to go through something like this, but the fights and stuff that these parents go through and the strength that these children have to battle something that nobody that young should have to go through is just so inspiring. It's so amazing to listen to.
And the fact
I wish I made more money so I could give more to it. I really do.
And the fact that these families and these kids are all smiles when you see them, to me, it just amazes me how you can go through something so tough and be the happiest person you technically could be.
I agree. But once again, I wanted to take a minute here, Kia, get a nice look at each one of those plates. This is one that, I wish I could be able to, have a belt devoted just to this, and a conversation will definitely be happening about trying to get my own set of these. But, we said we wanted to do something special. We've talked up Connor's Cure, throughout the entire month of September, and wanted to take one last time to send our appreciation to what everybody has done with it, but also at the same time, give our personal thanks to everybody who, if anything that we have said has encouraged our followers to be able to contribute to these wonderful causes, whether it meant you donated money, you donated time, you just looked and considered it, you passed that information on to somebody who may ultimately get to use it. If it impacted someone's life for the positive in any way, then it was worth every second to be able to mention this. We wear the shirts proudly, we wear the pins, we wear the arm bracelets, we, do this kind of stuff, but we don't do it for notoriety, we don't do it for any type of pay, we do it because we want to see the world be a better place. So something like this is nothing to do with, anybody winning a championship, because ultimately the plates that go on this one is worth more than any title that any person in the WWE is going to win. A fight like this and making donations to this can ultimately be the difference between a young man or a young girl living or dying. And that's sometimes rough to think about, but at the same time, knowing that we can make a difference means all the world. So again, this was a very special plate exchange to commemorate Connor's Cure, Give Kids the World, and Mania Club. Once again, Raul, thank you very much for sending these to us. We will make sure they safely get back into your hands within the next couple of days, but thank you so much for letting us do this. If you haven't checked out Mania Club, and if you want to talk with Raul about the different plates that he's got in his possession, all of his information will be put in the description below. But you guys have yourself a wonderful night. Enjoy the draft tonight, because we got the WWE draft. Go back and look at our Instagram over the last couple of days for our mock draft. You can kind of see the results a little bit behind me, but we'll be discussing that tonight on the Ring Apron. But for those of you who joined me for this, thank you very much. And from myself and Kia, thank you so much for everything you guys do for this. So you guys have a good night.